Hey bicycle junkies, welcome back to the channel. In this week's episode, we're going to take a look at a very unique find. This time around is a 1993 Miyata Duplicross 21 speed mountain bike found on Craigslist. Because of its novelty and rareness of these types of tandem mountain bikes, I had to act pretty fast. So I was able to get the bike delivered from a few towns away, but this definitely wasn't a free giveaway, so I had to pay up a little bit to get the bike here. Once it arrived, I had to call in the help of a buddy of mine, PTC, for his assistance, especially with this large frame that we were working with. This bike had a lot of potential and a lot of high-end components. With the release of the Duplicross in 1993, Miyata checked up all the boxes for high-end parts, while showcasing some of the most rarest components, which include the Scott Peterson SC cantilever brakes, as well as the vintage Odyssey stiffener plate. Miyata did not disappoint its riders with this large chromoly frame, as well as a mountain mix comprised of LX and XT components. Upon arrival and inspection, we did notice that there was a lot of areas of rust, especially on the double chains and the shifting cables themselves. With that being said, we went ahead and swapped out both chains as well as the shifting cables themselves. Just a note, for these larger tandem model bikes, you're going to need a larger shifting cable for the rear derailleur in the back. So we had to head out to a local shop near here called the Bicycle Link. A big shout out to them for helping us complete this project, but they were a lifesaver that day. So after the chains and the shifting cables have been installed, we then proceeded with the cleaning process itself, cleaning all the components on the bike, and then gradually making little mods to the bike itself. Some of the early upgrades were the tire upgrades of Pan Racer Mach SS tires, 26 by 1.95, but they didn't last too long as they were upgraded again with Maxxis Pace 26 by 2.0s, I believe. You saw these in my previous video with the Cannondale. We actually threw these ones on prior to this, but yeah, they gave it a much better, cleaner look as well. Other upgrades included grips. We upgraded the grips to Ore grips, as well as the pedals as well. We upgraded to some flats. And then the seats, were just threw on a couple seats that were in the parts bin here to finish the project itself. Now this project was eventually going to be used as a training bike with the wife and I, but unfortunately she's a little bit small for this large frame. So we decided to part ways with it, and we had it for a few months or so during the summer, but just couldn't keep it around because it was too big, took up too much space, and it needed a new home. So eventually took some parts off it and gave some parts to my buddy PTC, and then we sold the bike sometime, I believe towards the end of the summer or middle of the summer. A gentleman from Rhode Island came down and purchased the bike for him and his son to ride on. Just looking back at the old video footage and the before and after pics, I originally had plans to make a cargo bike out of this tandem bike, but was focused on using it as a trainer as well. So unfortunately that didn't pan out right, but if you do come across one of these, definitely would recommend picking it up, especially for its components for that era. And then also if you have the space as well to store this type of bike, and it's a very large frame, so keep that in mind when you're out there looking around. So with that said, this is going to complete this episode of the 1993 Miyata Duplicross 21 speed tandem mountain bike. For those just tuning in, welcome to the channel. I hope this information provided within the video itself is helpful to you when you are out looking or just trying to get information on this particular bike. For those who our new and our old subscribers. Thank you again, once again, for your support to the channel. So please be safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next video.